Back in the day, there was a beautiful moment where brick built system sets and the legendary Bionicle, they melded into one. We got some Bionicle minifigures and some brick built machines for them to ride in. It was an amazing concept that I was personally obsessed with. I wonder if LEGO will ever return to this particular direction for Bionicle. I'd love to see it. But today we're going to dive in and talk about one of the best System Bionicle Playsets. It's the Toa Terrain Crawler. Let's check it out and see everything this set has to offer. And we'll see how you can use the pieces that come in this set to build your own creations as well. Let's check it out. I was super lucky. I managed to find a sealed copy of this set on Facebook Marketplace for the low price of $150. If you want to pick one up that's sealed like this, it normally sells for a much higher price. Now, you know what? I rarely do this. Let's take a look at this lovely box because, oh my, it's gorgeous. And it has something that I wish LEGO boxes in the modern age would return to. It's got that flip-up lid. Oh, it's amazing. And dude, the box art here is sensational. All of these areas showcasing the accessories you get. They also highlight various play features. It's so sick. And then you have this giant image of a big old battle between the Toa and the Baraki. And as if this was not enough, you've got even more amazing box art on the back. Dude, I tell you what, they don't make LEGO boxes like they used to. But hey, we aren't here to talk about boxes. No, sealed sets are meant to be opened. Let me pop this tape and make LEGO investors cry, and let's check out what's on the inside. Ah, beautiful, minty, fresh, unopened packets. These things haven't seen the light of day in 18 years. Let's build this thing. And dude, it looks so sick. Look at how much you get in this one set. This is some good value for money. At least it was back in the day when it was for a much cheaper price on store shelves. But the Toa Terrain Crawler itself. This is meant to be a kind of altered creature. It's an aquatic rahi, but also a living vehicle, which is quite a creative concept. The fact that the vehicle essentially looks like Halle Mari's Faxon mask. That's a nice touch. And what an exciting piece that this is, hey? We'll see how you can use this in a mock later in the video. You also have a neat little play feature here where you can lift up the legs so they can kind of be in like rest mode, or you pop them down and you turn this into a gigantic centipede. But if you think that's cool, oh, this baby is littered with so many other amazing play features and cool gadgets. You got this nicely decorated wall, which you can then lift up, pop out, and inside we reveal a kind of armory. You get additional ammo for your Kodak blasters, and you have these cages of Zamaspheres attached to the walls. Now, typically if you had a Zamasphere in a Bionicle set, these were used as projectiles. But here, when we look at the box art, it almost seems like they're mining these spheres out of the sea floor, which kind of adds a nice layer of play to this set. You know, the Toa are on a mining mission, but they get ambushed by the Baraki. That's just fun. Up above, we have that Kodak blaster, which of course you could load that ammo into. And like all Kodak blasters, it launches the red pellets. Why isn't this firing? What is happening? What is going on? So, okay, real talk, I spent like 15 minutes trying to film this launching, and it just was not happening. I've had difficulty with Kodak blasters before, they don't always shoot with ease, but this refused to launch even one of the red pellets. I don't know if maybe it's the fact that this has sat untouched in a sealed box for 18 years, and I don't know, maybe that's caused it to sort of lock up or something, I don't know. But as you can see on the box, it's meant to do this. But mine's not doing that. Oh well. Well, on a more positive note, you also get this nice posable claw, which is meant to pick up some of the Zamaspheres. This is a great inclusion, and it's also got a nice level of movement as well. There's also a nice amount of, I guess, decoration on the back of the vehicle. Tentacles on the back. You got this nice, I don't know, kind of submarine style asset and decoration up here. It looks sick. The back also features what, at first, I thought was a prison cell. You know, you put one of the Baraki in here once you've defeated them, and they're locked up. Easy. But actually, the box art shows us that you can put this little vessel craft in the back, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's a simple little thing. It lets you place one of these Zamispheres on the back, which is nice. I think it's a great inclusion. Now, let's actually take a quick detour and talk about some of the minifigure versions of the Bionicle characters that you get in this set, because you get a lot. We'll start off with old mate Hookie. You can tell this is Hookie because, of course, the mask certainly looks a lot like the official Bionicle set. You also get Jala. You can tell this is Jala because the face looks nothing like the set. Why is he just a red version of Hookie? So for some reason, what you're seeing here are the only characters whose faces match the original set. Otherwise, everyone else has a totally different face. It seems that it was too expensive for LEGO to make individual molds for each of the heads of these different characters. So they simply recycled some of the heads and recolored them. Which is a shame, because these accurate heads, they look sensational. They really do make for awesome minifigure versions of these characters. And then you've got the not so accurate ones and yeah, it just doesn't work. It kinda sucks. Now I won't lie, they still look cool. If you ignore the inaccuracy, you've still got a great head and a great looking figure. But it is a shame that they're not accurate. And what's also weird, you've got this mask right here, which is clearly an incorrect recolor of Nuparu's mask, right? You can tell because it's got these lines up top and this little sticky outy bit on the side here. It's a perfect match, just not in the right color. So, okay, they used this mask on Motoro, and then they also used it on Kongu, which again, both of these look nothing like the originals. But then, when we get to the actual version of Nuparu, they recolored Hully's mask for this one. Why? You had the correct mask, but you didn't even give it to Nuparu himself. It's kind of a strange decision, don't you think? I wonder why they did that. Maybe it was to do with the printing, maybe the lines would have been black on black and it wouldn't have worked. I don't know. But hey, look, despite all this, you've got a ton of fun, amazing looking figures, and some of them even get to ride some of these beasts. The Baraki characters, yeah, they come with these mysterious monster creatures, and they're cool. Kalma, he's riding an awesome beast that features a sick recolored black and white Karapar mask. Now what I love about this creature, and pretty much everything on this set, is it is a wonderful fusion of Bionicle and System pieces. You get a very sturdy, brick-built frame in the center, and then you got these Bionicle arms branching out of it. The mix of different styles, it feels so natural and so well integrated. And it makes for a menacing and sick-looking creature. It's so good to see the two systems working so well when it's done like this. The smaller beast now, being ridden by Mantax. This has some of the coolest recolors ever. I mean, just look at these wings and these blades. The blended colors on here are magnificent. And that's not all. We also get this amazing jellyfish. It's a super simple construction, but it looks great. And it's funny, this didn't need to be in the set, but I'm glad they included it. Giving us a random underwater creature, it adds so much life to this undersea setting. So happy this is here. So all in all, dude, this set has it all. Plenty of great play features, you get the entire lineup of all 6 Toa minifigures, and a healthy amount of Baraki to fight them? Heck yeah! They put so much into this set and it just looks awesome. It's perfect. Perfect, down to the last minute detail. But what about these pieces? Let's see how you can use them in your own creations. You'll notice that the minifigures, they all feature some kind of exotic silver weapon, and you get a whole arsenal of weapons in this set. I like how Ozkabot uses them on this creation. Tovan has some robotic appendages coming out of his back, and at the ends you can see some of these pieces. It kind of reminds me of a Swiss Army knife, all these different gadgets and gizmos coming out. Honestly, it's sick. These are always going to look good on traditional Bionicle MOCs and on the system sets. We also get this amazing white Takodox mask. I'm glad that these sets were able to give us at least a few recolors of Bionicle masks, because that was becoming rarer and rarer in later waves of Bionicle. So how cool is it to get this? Alera uses this on a creation called Bone Mantis. This sick black and white creation, it uses it for a face. And Baraki masks, they're always gonna look terrifying. So it fits right at home on this tall and scary dude. Oh, and hey, the back of Bone Mantis. You'll see some spikes and other appendages and things, but you might notice this piece. It's the marbled wing elements that you get 2 of in this very set. To see it used here as some, I guess, aquatic fins, that's some good stuff. And while we're talking about black and white marbled parts, how about that Carapace mask? Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I thought it looked great in that original color scheme, but oh, this is amazing. Check out how Huskworld has used it here. This dude has like a dinosaur head for an arm, which is fun in itself, but what's really cool is he's taking advantage of the marbled colors. So this way, the tip of the nose and the bottom of the jaw, they can be white, and then it elegantly transitions into black. Lovely stuff. We have another creation that uses this piece, but it also uses those sick blades that come in the same color. Dylan Neves has a sweet head design, and you can see these blades as kind of antlers. Well, that's fun. And then the head, placing the eyes on the sides like that. So cool. This fits in with some other green marbled pieces as well. It's a great reminder to play around with your marbled parts. They're cool pieces, and they're gonna look great when you do something like this. But the recolors keep coming. You also get some white Baraki fangs. Nice to see them in a color that wasn't silver. So how could these be used? Well, Pilot Mock, they have a creation that uses this part on the shoulders. Isn't that just a great way to armor up the torso and also just kind of elegantly finish off this design? Very nice. One interesting inclusion in this set is some squids. The instructions don't tell you to do anything with them, they're just included for fun. That's pretty nice. But look here. Inspiration to Creations, they've used them as a bit of a parasitic leech. I mean, this is terrifying. But it's a very original and quite striking use for this piece. Perfect for any zombie mock. And at last, we gotta finish with this sweet, gigantic mask. Mitch Henry does what we were all thinking of, and uses it for the face of a giant Toa. So sick seeing a supersized character wearing this. Hey, maybe you could make your own giant Toa and give them this face. Brilliant. Now, why don't we take a look at 2 revamps of the Toa Terrain Crawler. Our first revamp is by Ivan Martinov, and this is cool. This new take, it looks a little bit bigger, and it's also filled in a lot of the gaps in this design. Everything's more streamlined and sleek. It's great because this simultaneously looks more animalistic. It has vibes of like an electric eel or a centipede, or even just, other underwater creatures, fish and different things. But it also looks a lot more like a real-world submarine at the same time. Playing around with the textures here and the shaping, it's truly something special, and it ties it back into that original idea to what this originally is meant to be in the Bionicle story. That's good stuff. You can also see the back area here has been modified, and now there's this laser jail cell. We've even got someone trapped on the inside there. All in all, this is a great upgrade, and one that just really enhances the original set. I like it. We also have Patron, who has built a Toa who is literally crawling on terrain. A Toa Terrain Crawler, if you will. I mean, that's one way to rebuild the set. And we need more joke mocks like this. It's always good to see. But actually, this kind of gives me an idea. How cool would it be if this set was just a big old transformer? The mask could become the head of the robot. It would be sick. That's a very good idea for a mock. If someone wants to do that, take it and run with it. That'd be awesome. But yeah, like I said, always good to see very silly mocks like this. Truly delightful. Heck yeah, fam. That's it for this set review. Now, what do you think of these old System Bionicle Playsets? Do you like them? Or do you prefer your more traditional Bionicle? Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.